So, following the appointment of Chris Hughton as the new head coach of the Black Stars, well, a lot is expected of the Irish-born Ghanaian coach to make a lot of changes in the national team, especially having seen the Black Stars perform poorly at recent tournaments at the 2021 AFCON as well as the World Cup, where there were rumors of the GFA interfering in player selection on all that. Well, Coach Chris Hughton's appointment brings a new sigh of relief to Ghanaians, and we have some few things that we believe Chris Hughton must do to ensure that he is successful as head coach of the Black Stars. Before we get into it, please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So quickly, let's get straight into it. So the first thing we want to see Coach Chris Hughton do is to rebuild or continue the succession plan. That is, Chris Hughton has to decide if he wants to rebuild the team by dropping the old age players and bringing on a new kind of team which is very young at heart. And also, there is a feeling that with the arrival of some new players, the team must move from certain players that previously were not good, and Chris Hughton has to make the decision of letting go of some players who have grown. The decision will decide on if Ghana can make attempt of winning the next AFCON, because in the last couple of years that we've been at the AFCON final, we were able to achieve that because we were able to use young-blooded players. In 2010, when we did it, Andre Ayew and the likes of Ajman Bedu were very young. Then in 2015, when we lost out to Ivory Coast, we still had a very young team. But the last time we went to the AFCON, we saw players between their 30s and 28 and 29, which is very one. We want to see a young-blooded team, which the average age should be between 23 and even 21 years. Well, the second thing we want to see in Coach Chris Hughton's tenure as the head coach of the Black Stars is create a unique style of play for the Black Stars. Well, as at now, the Black Stars do not have a clear cut plan for the playing style of the national team. We've seen the Black Stars play under the likes of Kwesi Appiah, play under Siki Akono, play under Milovan Rajevac, and recently played under Coach Otuado. But we can't tell if the Black Stars is more good at attacking midfield or even in defense, whether we like to play through the flanks or not. There's no clear-cut plan on Ghana's style of play, and this is very worrying. And as a coach who has more experience in the Premier League, you want to see Coach Chris Hughton introduce a new style of play for the Black Stars. We know that we have Bernard Lippe as the technical director of the Black Stars and the GFA, but the national team as at now, we can't tell the unique style of play of the Black Stars. Well, the third thing we want to see Coach Chris Hughton do is to be his own man, make his own decisions, and do not allow any interference or influence from the GFA, especially from Ket Okreku, the president of the Ghana Football Association. Coach Chris Hughton should be his own man, decide on which players he wants to call, decide on which players he wants to use in his starting 11, and do not listen to any authority in Ghana football. He should be his own man. That was one of the reasons why we decided to vouch for him when he was coming in to fight Coach Otuado, because we knew that Coach Otuado is not his own man. He is not a man we can trust to make good decisions, and that is how come we went to the World Cup and we flawed. But with Coach Chris Hughton, we believe that with his experience in the Premier League and his experience having coached in the UK, we believe that he can stand against any other influence from the GFA. I think I came across an article that said that one of the reasons why the GFA and Chris Hughton delayed in coming up with an agreement was that Coach Chris Hughton put up in his clause that he does not want any interference in his job, and I believe that we have to do just that and allow the man to do his work. So yes, I expect Coach Chris Hughton to be his own man with the Black Stars. Now, another salient point that I want Coach Chris Hughton to clear out of the way is decide on the future of Dede Ayew and Baba Rahman. Yes, Dede Ayew is aging. Now he's become like a Samoa at the latter stage of his career. We have to know if the Ayew is going to come on as a substitute and play for the Black Stars. It's not every match that Andre Ayew has to start. He's aging, and as such, the way he's being used at Nottingham Forest, that is the same way we have to use him. Just because he has been in the Black Stars for years doesn't mean that he should start every match for the Black Stars. His brother Jordan Ayew is also not performing at club level, but anytime they don the Black Stars jersey, then it's like it's their right to start the match for the Black Stars. The Black Stars is not for any family, it's for the entire Ghanaians, and we can't be allowing the Ayews to start matches when they are not performing at club level. And for Baba Rahman, I think Coach Chris Hughton has to decide if he still wants to use Baba Rahman, because we have trust in Gideon Mensah, and Baba Rahman is not performing at club level. He plays in the championship, and there are players who should be given the opportunity to play in the national team, but yet we take Baba Rahman. So Chris Hughton, I expect him to make a good decision on the future of Dede Ayew, Jordan Ayew, and Baba Rahman. Well, another issue that I want Coach Chris Hughton to address is the Partey headache. Yes, Thomas Partey appears to play very good at club level. We've seen what he does with Arsenal, and in the Premier League this season, he has been able to ensure that Arsenal are the summit of the Premier League table, giving off one of the best performances ever since he's joined the Gunners. And anytime Partey comes to the national team, he's like flopping. He doesn't even know what he's doing. I don't know whether he doesn't know the game plan, or maybe he struggles to play with the Black Stars players he has. Coach Chris Hughton must solve that headache. We went to the AFCON 2021 in Cameroon. There again, Partey flopped. He went to club football. He was able to play well with Arsenal. Then he went to the 2022 FIFA World Cup, and there again, Partey flopped. But when he played in the playoffs, he was able to gel well. So we don't know the issue with Thomas Partey, and I think that Coach Chris Hughton must work on getting Thomas Partey to perform at his best for the Black Stars. And now, the last thing that I want Coach Chris Hughton to do is to call Joseph Paintsil. Joseph Paintsil is one of the players who deserves a place in the national team. The likes of Joseph Paintsil and Majid Ashmera, as well as Jeffrey Schlupp, deserve a national team call-up. What Otuado did in the past was a mistake, and I think that it was due to the interference of the GFA, and he has to overcome that kind of interference and call the likes of Jeffrey Schlupp, Majid Ashimeru, as well as Joseph Paintsil. Smoke the peace pipe, let them know that let bygones be bygones, and focus on the future. Some players who were dropped should be also called into the national team. Some players who switch nationality to play for the Black Stars did not get the opportunity to play for the national team at the World Cup. Coach Chris Hughton, I expect him to do well in getting all these players to understand that this is a new journey, and he wants to go that journey with them. So yes, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section about the points I have raised concerning things that Coach Chris Hughton must do now that he's the head coach of the Black Stars. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and as usual, don't forget to leave a comment. See you in the next one.